Done.
Great. Well, as I've seen so far, we have here three main inputs, which would be the claimant information, the claim information, and the required freight bill information. For the claimant information, I think on this case, we'll have a difference if the user that is filling this form is audit company or it's the customer, right? So here, I think here we have a difference between those two accounts in terms of the information that we have to display upon filling the form. Is that correct? Like, one of my questions here is, if I'm an auditor filling this form, which information should I place in customer name, address, and contact names?
So I think, Vivian, that will be the actual customer who would have initiated, who would have requested the claim, right? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted.
Okay, yeah.
So
this claimant information is the actual customer, right? That would he who would have requested the claim.
So customer name to me would be XPO customer on the shipment. The submitted by, but that's not how it's being used. I know that. So let me pull one up. I gotta.
Yeah, maybe you can pull up a filled one, right? So
actual real one, yeah.
Do you want to have the presenter, Vivian?
Let me find one and then I can present it. Because the customers, some of them have their own claim form and some of them have our form. All the ones that I'm finding aren't using that particular form. They have their own personal form. I'm trying to find one with that format. This one. I had one earlier. Oh, here's one. So yes, I can be the presenter.
Okay, Pony, can you share the presenter?
Yeah, 1 minute.
And I'm trying to pull it up in Edge to see how we entered it. This is 534054345. This is how we entered it. Okay. Are you seeing this?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So JB Hunt is the actual, well, he's actually both the customer and the claimant in this situation. So we'd have to probably revise our form for when an audit company is submitting. And normally the audit company will have their own format. And I'll give you an example. The one we talked about yesterday was Condata. That's the one that has over 137 customers that it represents.
And what about if for that that audit company from now on we say, okay, you have, instead of sending you the form that you sent me so far, you will now have this way to claim overcharge claims, which would be
Right.
through external application. How do you think this will be taken by that audit company?
I think they're going to either love it or hate it, and I think most of them are going to love it. I think them submitting it is, Condata has their format for following up on claims. That's what I was trying to find, one of those. Let's see if I can get it. I don't think we'll have a problem with them using the online tool, as long as I think they're going to be more concerned about being able to follow up.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, it's like we are requesting something from them, but we are also giving some candy.
Right. Data. My system's frozen. I should not have done that search. This is our actual mailbox, intake mailbox.
Right.
Yeah, it's not cooperating. It's all going. I guess we'll just have to take into account all of the variations of forms that we're getting to make sure we've incorporated the information that they want.
Right.
Okay,
For that, we'll for sure need examples of the forms that may write to you.
now let's just open the first one that I'm just sure it's not. So this company is using our typical form, so no problem there. This is what the customer provided to us. So I would take that World Express as the customer and the claimant. AMTR is another major. This is their format. This is their claim number, the date, the amount. I don't know what this audit number, and I'm not sure, the importance of that for them. This is the reason.
So there's a common format within this type of claim request documents, right? Among what XPO uses and what it's widely used in the United States for claiming.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, I think this is what is specific to that company, right? AMTR.
Well, AMTR, right. But that's what I was just wondering. Can we make it specific for them? this is what their claim is going to look like every time.
So you mean make screen specific to the audit company that is
So if I'm
creating the
AMPR
claim?
and I log in, I would have these fields to complete. I would expect to see those.
So is
I don't know.
AMPR one of the big ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's probably not a good way to go, because that would generate a lot of maintenance.
Okay.
Oh no, I will let you speak, to Puneet, but I think the best would be to assure a unique form.
So this is another one. Global Trends submitted it. They submitted it using our forum.
Yeah, so I think we have to make sure that it is more closer to this form, right? That is there at the XPO form, right? But if yeah, and then plus what we can make sure is, like for any big players like AMTR, what we can do is maybe add some more fields, not change the look and feel of the page, but some more fields that are just specific to them if they are in a habit of filling them out. But I think this oversized claim and form should cover everything, right?
Yes, I think.
My question would be for requesting a claim to XPO, which would be the need of these extra fields that we are not displaying right now in the current overcharge claim form, like the official from XPO?
In the disputes application, yeah.
Let's see.
Are we capturing everything that is there on this form in the disputes application today, Vivian?
Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to see. We're not putting in the contact information only because we have a place for it, but we found out that they were automatically receiving email responses, so we stopped putting. So we put JP Hunt. We have the transportation. We have the address, PO Box 682, Lowell, Arkansas. All that's there. We did not include Crystal Lawrence's information, although it looks like we put a phone number from somewhere. I'm not sure. That's not what's showing here. Then the reason that they submitted it, discount discrepancy caused an overcharge. We put discount discrepancy. We classified that as a rating issue. And all of the pros that they provided, those are the 3 pros, and the system updated all this information. 246. So.
One question, Vivian. In the original claim request form, all this information is made by the claimant, right? He's the one that is placing the original invoice amount, the correct invoice amount, and doing the sum or the equation to resolve the overcharge amount.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think with that, I think with the new system, we may be able to do it more easy for the user. And do you specifically
here, if this information could be fed in based on their login information and populate, then all they would be responsible for was to load the pro numbers. Our system is going to update this, and then it could be actually like, again, all I would like to see is that this form attached in here in case I did have a question, which is how when I enter it, that's what I would expect to see now. I don't know why this one. When did this one come in? This is July, before we probably started attaching all of these documents. Let me get another example within the Edge application. If I just go with what's open currently, pick one.
One question, Vivian. In the overcharge claim form, the reference number placed in the claimant information, which is an option field, it's related to the CIS customer number or the CIS MAT code or both?
Not necessarily, because under refunds, we have a different code that we use for refunds.
Right. So what would be in essence this reference number?
The customer reference number?
Yes, I suppose it's the claimant reference number.
Right, and that's what they have provided on this particular claim here. Their claim number is DNMA25794, so that's internal to that customer. And so we referenced it here.
Okay.
And this is the form. This is one of the top three. Transaudit is our next largest one. So this is their form, but it pretty much has the same information as our form.
Right.
And then they're going to provide all the supporting documents along with that, which we need to see. So we would want them to attach it in the system, drag it and drop it or something would be helpful.
And we should also mention which are the required ones to make the audit successful.
Yeah, and as you can see, Transaudit is the claimant on behalf of Fortis. So they're the audit company, and this is the customer. They're actually given a code. I don't know if that code really translates into our refund code, though.
Right.
And this would be ideal if the customer could come in and provide filling this information. If this information could be fed into the application, all they would need to do is this. And then if they could attach their claim the way we're doing it, that's all that's required. When I come in and pick this up, then I can decide if any of this information needs to be double checked, because I don't want to change from us entering it to us confirming what was entered. I want us to come in ready to work it so that we don't spend that time.
Right. We need to review if that's possible. I think we can make the.
Go ahead, Martin.
I think that we can do it as much fidelity as possible, but I think that at least for the first initial phase, we will need to do a manual check of this information.
No, but the information that is being entered on the external site, right? We can do a mapping, right? What all fields it maps to on internal website, and then we can populate all that information. That should be able to.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is to obviously make streamline it for external, but for you as well, right? I mean, so that you don't have to do the rework.
Right. And here, instead of it showing filed by one of my auditors, it would be filed by the external, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, claimant or customer, yeah.
Right. I just don't want them to put this date in there and it's sitting in a draft form, and then we don't actually get to it until here. They'll be counting from this day, and yeah.
The form that the customer will fill out would be very different from what you are seeing right now.
Okay.
It won't have the fields that aren't necessary, and it will only have It will be only requested to provide only the information that we cannot get from other sites on other databases.
Okay. Let's see if there's
The
any
idea is to do it
other.
as simple as possible for them.
Okay. So we've done AMTR. Let's pick one that we haven't. Let's see. We had
Another question. In the required freight bill information, the freight bill number is the same as the pro number, right? Or there are different
correct.
things?
No, there. Some of them say bill of lading. They may have other, but most of the time they're referring to the pro number. Oh, come on and open up.
So we could populate the input that is placed in the freight bill number into the pro list, right? That's
Yes.
okay.
I don't know what it's doing.
Also, I've seen that there's a communication that says that if they don't provide this claim within the 180 days statute of limitation, the claim won't be able to be processed. I think that that's a good information to display to the user prior to filling this this form. And if we can also work in some type of validation that checks if the freight bill number have not passed this 180 days statute of limitation.
Yeah, but it can't be a hard stop because of some of the issues with EDI. Maybe they received it. It's dated, you know what I mean? We still have to make sure and be able to confirm receipt. So I wouldn't want it to be a hard stop. Right now we have it on our dashboard where it kind of flags it for us.
Right.
So we know whether or not it was, it has the indicator. So that's all that we would want it to do.
Perfect.
So like this one, let's see if this one, I don't know if we've entered this one or not. So this one hasn't been entered
That's
in
another one.
unless it's a rebuttal coming in for the second time.
Right. I've seen that none of them are signed, but still, if in the overcharge claim form, in the claimant information, a signature is requested. That is something necessary in legal terms, or it's something that you do, it's a part of the process that you do outside from, for example, when you, yes, for example, when do you receive this claim, that this a custom claim made by the customer, you have a middle step here where you sign this or stamp this this document?
Yeah, right. That's one of our steps. So what we would do is attach a stamp on this with the DS number, because all this tells me is the pro, and if the customer had provided their claim number, then we are putting the edge dispute number.
And how would work? How would work in legal terms to not have a signature on this document, just filling directly into the system?
I would have to check and validate, but if you notice, this form didn't have any type of signature.
Because we're taking into account that now the context where the user is reporting this issue is an XPO application.
Yeah.
It's not that they are sending this to an email address or to external channel of communication channel. This is a XPO dedicated communication channel.
Right. We'll need to check, because again, you're right. We had some type of contact information or something here from the person who submitted this one when it's coming in the email.
Okay. Well, we will probably need this information to see if we need to do a signature on this report form.
No, I think there is no, because this is being entered on the XPO side, and we can probably have them accept to some terms and conditions or legal things, right? I mean, sometimes
Exactly.
I read that, yeah. So there is no need. We don't need to worry about the signature. I think that's fine.
Well, like I said,
Because
their
as we,
contact information is just embedded, and once they're given access, then we have the contact
yeah,
information. So anybody's
yeah,
logging
yeah,
in,
yeah.
we can confirm. But right now, like I say, the only contact that we have is what they provide in the email, and that's one we just looked at
Right.
there.
Yeah. So I don't think, Martin, we need to worry about the signature thing at this
No,
point.
but it may be necessary to include terms and conditions.
Yeah, that might be some. Yeah, maybe we can have a checkbox, right? Where we have accept
Exactly.
terms and conditions. Yeah.
Here's another one. All of these are used in our form. So there's just a few major audit companies that have their own form. But I still, when Danielle submits this in the Edge application, she needs to be able to upload these documents along with this. She doesn't necessarily have to have this form anymore because she's going to be filling in the data. But if she, I'm agreeing with you that if for some reason we do need to get some additional information, I don't want that to become a bottleneck with the customer. They go away thinking they've submitted, and I'm sitting here waiting to ask them a question about something, and it's just sitting on our side in draft format for 10 days. That could be an issue.
But wouldn't you want to confirm, like, if some information is so in generally basis, like even today, if you have gotten an email and there is something missing, so you do communicate with them, right, before initiating a dispute?
Right now, the only contact they get is that we've acknowledged it. And because she's provided this information, we just enter it in from here. And in this case, they provided a list of all their pros, and they just needed to be uploaded into the system. I'm going to take this and format it and upload it. I don't know of any contact. We don't usually make any outgoing contact to the customer.
Mm. Okay. I mean, I think we're on the same page.
So how you see how it shows the pro number, and then they got a bill of lading number. Those numbers aren't the same. So it definitely
What
needs
is
to
bill of
be.
lading? How is bill of lading number different than the pro number?
Let's see. Let me pull this one up.
So bill of lading number is their own is it customer's number? That's what it looks like to me.
Some of their documents.
Yeah.
So this is what we bill from. And let's see if we can see. This bill lading number. Yeah, they have a section called bill lading, 2201689. That's something unique to them. And then it's got our stamp with the pro number. So it definitely needs to say pro.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I need to hop on to another meeting to.
Okay.
So
I will, with this information, I will try to make a second iteration of the dispute form, of the request form, taking account this overcharge claim form, and with the information that we gather from this meeting.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we can
Right.
still working in this and advance with the progress done so far, and continue iterating.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll schedule something for Monday, folks. Okay.
Okay, sounds
okay.
good.
Thank you very much.
Happy Thanksgiving, Vivian,
Alrighty.
Karen.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy
Thank you.
time off.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Puneet.
Bye-bye.
Bye.